Hello everybody. I hope everyone is doing all right. In today's video, we're going to show how to move data from a database to S3 Bucket. The database we're going to use is a Postgres database, and as you can see, I have my user name, password, host name, port, and database name already configured. So you will need is um, 5 items before you can make connection to the database. Also, you have to pip install SQL Alchemy. Also, you need Pandas, pip install Pandas. Other packages that you would need is importing Boto3. You also need your access key and secret key right here. You need this import IO, and you need to also import OS. So these are the ones that you will need. Now, I'll start by executing the first block of code. As you can see, we are going to make the connection by using this function. We put in our credentials, then we set it to a variable name. We set it to a variable name engine. Then we actually um, call it, print out the table names, and count the number of tables in the database that I'm going to use. So I'm going to run it. And as you can see, we have 10 tables, 10 tables in that database, and has listed all the tables. Now here we're going to select, um, we're going to select a table, waste everything in the table, waste, because we want everything in that table. As you can see, this is waste. So we're going to use that table. We're going to select everything from waste, and we're going to push it to S3 bucket. To an S3 bucket. So we're going to select that. We're going to run that block of code. And as you can see, we have pandas reading the query, right? That is this query and the engine for the connection. So this is the connection and we have the query right here. So we're going to run that block of code, show the top 5, and it's running. It's taking a while. Now we have our top 5. We have our first 5 items in the table. So you can see the tags, you can see the timestamp and the notes. This is locations, longitude, latitude. Now we're going to run this block of code. This is creating a connection between this Jupyter notebook and Amazon AWS S3 bucket. This is our S3 bucket name. We're going to call the data test CSV, and here we're just creating an in-memory where we're going to say hold our data for a brief time before we push it to S3 bucket. Now we are still using the DF way of writing out data. So instead of putting a normal path here, we're just going to use the buffer, which is going to hold the CSV buffer, which is going to hold the data for a brief period of time before it pushes it to S3. Now, before that, we need to see how our S3 bucket looks like. I'm bringing my S3 bucket here. Now, our S3 bucket is empty. Let me refresh it if there's anything in there. It's now empty. There's nothing in our S3 bucket. This is the S3 bucket name. I'm going to move it away and run the block of code to see. This is the name that I gave to the file that will be exported to um, S3 Bucket. So let's run that. This line of code is just trying to show whether it's going to be successful or not. And the data that I'm going to push is very big. I think about 60 something megabyte. It's quite big. So upon execution, if it goes through well, it will print successful upload. If it doesn't, it will go unsuccessful upload. Now we have a successful upload. So now we have to go to our S3 bucket to see if the data is in. As I refreshed earlier on, we saw that there's no S3 bucket, that there's no data in the S3 bucket. So now let's refresh it and see. Okay, now as you saw, I named the data file as text, and you can see it just came in. This is the 19th of March 2024 at 6:49 p.m. So this is how you can actually move data from a database like Postgres to S3 bucket. But always remember that you need this in memory, which is the import IO that I did here. So you need this in memory to actually hold the data for some time before you push it. This same technique is used when you are doing images. You need to push the images in an in memory before you can push it to the S3 bucket. And also remember to do your pip install before you actually go about doing this. Thank you all for staying to the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. More videos are coming up. Just stay tight. More videos will be coming up.